Hey guys, my name is Itimi and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is another one of my talk shows. In this particular episode, I'm going to be talking about navigating adult relationships. And I have two really cool people with me, two of my friends, Fayfay at the Fayfay, and I have Gbenga Nalaja. I somehow just really picked the two of them for this topic because I might be wrong. I just feel like you guys have some kind of social emotional intelligence that maybe is not, that common with everybody else. So when I was thinking like, okay, who do I want to have this navigating adult relationships conversation with? Gbenga and Fayfay just kept coming to my mind. I think about friendships a lot. I think about relationships with people a lot, and just building communities. One of the things that I have gotten to realize as I grow older is, I change, or I'm changing, I'm evolving. And as I evolved, I realized that there's some friends that I had as kids that I don't really feel like we can flow so much like in the same, like really sync. And then you meet new people sometimes and you vibe with those new people more than you vibe with the old friends, right? So, and then distance happens, people get married, people change jobs, change locations. And just trying to balance all that friendship between friends I've had since I was a kid to friends I'm meeting now. And then if I'm getting to business partnerships, do I just find somebody who's good in terms of skill, or find somebody who I can actually vibe with as a friend? This thought really bugged me a lot, so I figured I could sit down with these people and talk about navigating relationships with people, friends, dating as adults. So first of all, let me just say, what do you guys think about the topic? When I first said into you and said, being a Faye, I want to have this conversation with you, what was on your mind?
I felt like, okay, adult relationships, are you talking about romantic relationships or just platonic relationships, right? And I thought to myself, what exactly do I know about the topic? I'm like, you know what? When we get there, the conversation will speak for itself. That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's exactly what she said. Because I was wondering, I don't even have a lot of like close friends, and and I thought, why is Peace doing this?
Why
And I was
me?
like, you know what?
Setting you guys off.
And I was like, you know what?
To
Whatever.
bring out something from
When-
your inner self that usually wouldn't.
Yeah, and I think that's something I'm totally down for. Sometimes you don't know how deep your understanding about something goes
Yeah.
until you like engage it openly. So yeah, it's
So the major reason why I thought about this is because I realized that, as I evolve, as I grow, that I have friends for different things. I have friends that I can talk about maybe my emotional, relationships or dating with. And then there's some friends that, let's just talk God and stuff. And then there's some friends that are just great to have like live work conversation, like all our gyms and stuff. And then they're just friends that, okay, I've had since I was a kid, but I feel like we've gone to different paths in life. So sometimes I'm like, how do I be your friend but also know that like we're not really in sync like that anymore, but I don't want to feel like this one's just feeling like she's too much or something. How do I deal with that situation? How do I deal with changes that friends I had in university, maybe we've all gone to different paths? Me, I'm unmarried, some of them are married with kids. How do I handle that? Do I handle that change that comes with growth as a growing person?
yeah.
And with balance. So I want you guys to help me out.
Okay.
Basically.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna jump in on this. What you said about like friends for like different seasons, air quotes. I think that's definitely true for most young people. People like us, in that the way that we build our relationships. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna use myself as an example. Most of my relationships were built in college, in the university, and most of those relationships were built around like things that were going on campus that I was participating in, right? So I was in radio and I had friends in radio. And then in radio, you talk about pretty much everything with them. You were like super open. And then you have this other group of friends from class, like your study group. And then you have this other groups of friends from tennis. You have this other group of friends from the Bible study group. And then you have this other group of friends from church. And what I realized has happened in like say the last 10 years is that I realized that there are things changing about the way that you understand these people. But oftentimes the way that you hold on to those relationships now really is a result of those initial conditions that you guys have. Most of the people that I'm really super open with today are people that I met on radio, via radio. My friend Jimmy will talk about pretty much everything because we had we started our relationship in a context where you are expected to be open because that's the only way that you can truly connect with them. Basically, give them that gift of measured vulnerability, right? Most of my friends from my study group are the ones I go to when I say study group, my Bible study group are the ones I go to when I'm having like this emotional meltdown. I'm like, yo, man, I don't know what's going on. What am I going to do? Yeah, I do think that I don't know that it's something that we should be really conscious about. I think it's just knowing that, and again, I'm using myself as a narrow sample here. I think it's pretty much like that with everyone. You have all these people in your life that meet a certain needs.
Yeah.
I think about it now. If I told someone from my radio group about my emotional meltdown, you'll probably go like, can't relate, I'm sorry. So what club are we going this Saturday?
I get what you mean. Relationships are tricky, especially when it comes to the one where, friends, your life, things are constantly changing with every individual. And what I've come to notice is it's okay, I feel like it's okay to actually outgrow some people. Because in certain situations in your life, they are not contributing in any way. So let's say somebody in your Bible study group, for instance, let's say y'all started reading the Bible together and he got to the Psalms and he stopped. You can't discuss Matthew with him. That's just it. So that's just the way it is. Even in other aspects of life, the people you meet that, initially you all share the same dreams, like, they understand where you want to go and stuff like that. But when it's time to actually do the work, they don't actually have either much to offer you or they want it to be fully blown first before they associate themselves with it. Those people cannot help you, right? And they're the ones that constantly would want to draw you back unknowingly. It's just you're moving at this pace in your life. They want to be here now. They expect that you have to stay with them, but that's not what your priority is. And if you give up your own life and stay with them, you've held yourself back because of a friendship.
I don't know if I can pitch in there real quickly. That thing that you talked about, like people holding you back, it's something that I hear about a lot, but I can't relate to it.
How do you mean you can't relate to it?
Like, I don't have any friends who go like, oh, you are there now, and you need to come down to my level. I feel like I have a lot of friends go like, oh, that's what you're doing now. Oh, that's cool. Let's go do that. Maybe because like I'm more of like an adventure junkie, and most of the friends that I call friends are like into that. Oh, great, you're going to go jump into the river when you don't know how to sing. Yeah, no, let's go do it. And so maybe that's a personal experience, but it's kind of like weird that people actually do that.
I get your point. I mean, there are definitely people that do that. They feel like, okay, we have to like be at par, right? And then if you're going forward and you're not dragging me along, then there's something wrong with you because I'm supposed to be your friend. You're supposed to carry me. Yeah. But what about in context also? Maybe for you, have you ever felt like a disconnect? Like, so you have different friends for different things. Are there people who are really close to you, maybe like your intimate circle, where you feel like, oh, they might support me, but there's just this disconnect because our paths are so different. So sometimes when I really need to address something on my part, I just feel like there's nobody I can relate to because even though they might support, they won't really give me that connection that I really want at that particular time for that thing.
Well, that's an interesting question. And I think there might be latent pride in thinking that there is nobody that can relate with the specific things that we're feeling. It's like saying, oh, we're so special and nobody gets us. I'm sure there was a point in my life that I must have felt that way. But over time, understanding the fact that we cannot be fully open with everybody makes me realize that, okay, it's only my mom that is going to understand it, and that's totally fine. I'm going to call her and tell her. Some things I can't tell my mom, and it's only my sister that will get it. There was this time I was at the beach, and then my mom called me about, some hospital bills and stuff, and I was just so broken. It wasn't. I mean, it was money, right? It wasn't that I didn't have the money. It wasn't like there was no way to get the money, but I was just like, man, shit. This one could literally die anytime, and I'll be a broken mess. And who did I call? I called my brother that I haven't spoken to in like 3 months, because I knew he would get it.
Yeah.
And I feel like there are people in our lives that way that we just know they'll be able to empathize better than even some people that are really close to us.
I also feel like sometimes you may not even be aware that a particular person is holding you back. It would take a level of, I don't know, maybe maturity or some sort of awakening, to get you to see that it really does happen mostly in romantic relationships, because you're in love with this person. The person can almost do no wrong in your eyes, and it depends on what the relationship is like. The person may have been somebody you actually looked up to at some point, and so for you to even see that this person is holding you back may not come as early as you like. So there's also I think there was one time some guy I was working with, I think during my internship, we just kind of got close, and he was really good at his job. So I asked him, oh, why haven't you gotten something else? Because they don't pay you well here. And for the amount of work you do and how hard you work, I feel like you should be getting more, right? And he said, all my friends are here. And to me, at that point, I was like,
what's wrong with
you're
you?
joking, right?
What's wrong with you,
Because the
bro?
funny thing is, you see these friends,
Yeah.
when it comes to the time for them to get a better opportunity,
They will
do you
think
think
about
that they'll say, oh, this person is here, so I can't leave, right?
Right.
So I think realizing what friends work for you at a particular time in your life or what friends don't also comes with a level of selfishness. Like, what am I
Yeah.
going to do with my life now? What
Yeah.
do I intend to achieve now or whatever? And then let's say you share with a friend, right? And you expect the person to be like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. I think this is what you should do and that's what you should do. And the person just has no comment. Or the person is like, are you sure? Or feeding you with doubts. Those are not people you want to be around. So that's why I feel like at some point, if maybe you have those kind of friends that, anytime you suggest something new, they always just, not from a productive standpoint, just fill you with doubts and you just, doubt yourself and not do that thing. Then you need to start Xing people.
When you're talking, I was asking myself, so for that guy, it's not necessarily his friends that are holding him back, holding himself back because of how he felt towards these people.
Yeah.
So there are actually points in our life where we'll be so emotionally attached to this person or this set of people that we're not going to take ourselves out of our comfort zone just because we want to be around our friends.
If I could quickly say something, I think the idea that all my friends are here and I should stay back is a sort of emotional cop-out.
Okay.
What that guy is probably afraid of really is rejection. What if I submitted my CV in that place and they don't like me? He's afraid to test the value of his own talent.
Deep
Right?
stuff.
And again, I'm just saying, it could be...
No, I totally understand your point of view.
When you say that, it makes me think about the fact that, that's why sometimes it's good to have friends who, when you don't see the picture for yourself, they can tell you that, Faye, you're doing great here, but I think that there's something else that you could do better at. Or there's this job offer that is on the table and I know that you're the best person to take it. I think it's very important to have people like that root for you. And when I think about my life, I think that's something I'm really blessed with. I just have some friends who, I just know that even when I'm not believing in myself or rooting for me, that there's somebody there just say, Peace can actually do this thing, or you should actually give this thing to Peace. Because there are times when you won't even be able to see the opportunity for yourself. Or you would even feel like, I'm not ready for it. Yeah. So you need friends or people around you that will say, see, you have to get out of your ass and actually do this thing for yourself without you needing support, but just them encouraging you to actually take the first step. I think.
I thought you said you needed advice on this topic. It seems like you got it all covered.
She has it all figured out already. Yeah.
And then, just like, icing to the cake. Yeah. Something I remember when Fayfay was talking was, this notion of, so our friends, and we have to call each other like maybe once every week.
Well, I don't have to do that.
I'm just going to leave it there.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that because we're friends, I have to call you every week. okay, this is how I feel, right? There's some friends in your life that you cannot do without calling every week, right?
Yeah.
That depends on how close you guys are. Now, it doesn't exactly. It doesn't mean that maybe you do not like the other person anymore, or you're no longer close with that person. But I mean, there's some friends I have that if I don't call them for months, if I just pick up my phone and I say, "Yo, what's up?" Like, "Hey, it's been a moment."
But
What
there's
is
some
that?
people I'm like, so you've not called me since. I'm like,
Hello,
Yeah.
we both equally have phones, right?
I hate this
Honestly.
conversation.
And there's so many
Honestly.
ways to reach out to someone nowadays. How about there's Twitter, there's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's
I'm
WhatsApp,
going
there's
to be honest.
Telegram.
I'm going to be
Hello.
honest. That's a curse and a blessing.
How?
The other day I was telling my friend that, you know what would be great? If a sort of technical apocalypse happened and all of our phones and devices. It was you I told. Was it you I told?
I was like, no, I can't.
No.
The anxiety of no technology.
So this is something I've actually done before. So someday I woke up and I was at work, and I had all these missed calls. I have all this like WhatsApp messages I had not replied to, and I looked at my phone, and I could literally feel an anxiety attack coming.
Yeah.
And what I did was to erase my phone entirely. No backups. I even thought I had a backup on my computer. Like no backups or anything, and I removed it. That is how anxious I am about technologies that allow you to connect, air quotes, because I'm going to be honest, we don't connect by talking 24/7. And I think it just harks back to what you guys said. What you guys said. We don't connect. We don't connect by talking with each other 24/7. I think we connect by having people, and I think this might be the harder thing, by having people fill a small space in our mind, such that whenever a synapse, right, connects to that part of our brain, we can say a little prayer for them, or just say, "Oh, I'm thinking about you right now. I acknowledge you. I acknowledge your existence in the universe." Because the truth is, it is so much. Look at your phone. How many WhatsApp messages do you have? How many of those
Let's not
can you
even
reply
get
to?
into it.
So that I just open and close. I don't.
Do you know the worst thing about this thing is? Oh, I've only ever tried this once and I've never tried it again. So one day I was like, you know what? I'm repentant now. I'm going to be such a great friend to all these people that are on my phone.
Can't keep
So
up.
I stayed up some night and then I replied all these messages. I was like, wow, this is great. And then I slept. And I woke up in the morning
And you
to, like,
had
turn
more.
up, and everything came back like, oh yeah, it's so good to hear from you. Like, wow, you after all this time. Like, I'm done.
It's hard. It's hard. I think
going to struggle, man.
somehow, it's like somehow technology makes it hard it makes it harder a bit to keep up with friendship. I don't know how to explain that concept, but just like what he was saying, I have messages from people on my phone who I actually care about, but they expect me to answer their messages all the time. And you see things like, "Oh, have you left WhatsApp? I just saw you online. You didn't say nothing, this or that." And sometimes there's some people that,
Those are the friends that actually hold you back.
because the truth is, let's face it, right? A lot of us right now are hustling. We're hustling like mad, right?
Like,
So-
we don't have time for.
Good. So you have people in your life who want to connect with you on a level where they want to call you on WhatsApp. I don't have a problem with calling me on WhatsApp. But when we're spoken of on WhatsApp today for 30 minutes, and then tomorrow you want to talk for me 15 minutes. And then next tomorrow you want to talk again.
Like, let's
Look,
just move in together, bro.
the way my life is designed, I have like this little window where I feel like, you know what, let's chat today, right? Oh, yo, hey, what's up? But when my mind is focused on, I need to learn that and I need to do that, it's very difficult for me to make room for people who are not my family members, my very close friends, or my colleagues that were working on stuff together. So I can sacrifice the time, I can respond to you on the go, but when you start demanding that I respond to you because we're friends, it's a little bit of a challenge for me. I'm not even gonna lie.
I get tired. I just switch off actually.
Yeah.
When I called somebody first time, I'm like, oh, we did not spoken for how many days? Oh, you didn't text me back. Oh, I replied to your message. I'm like, oh, first time, second time, third time. I'm not replying you ever again. I'll call you like 3 months and be like, oh, I just thought about you and I miss you. But I would keep doing, because that negativity really gets to me a lot. And when I see notifications on my WhatsApp like you, I get serious anxiety attacks. So I can't keep it. So these days, I just open it and then close and go back. So notification disappears.
Showtime where these things were cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, oh, WhatsApp messages, you want to reply, you want to text back.
Growing up, I'm meeting a lot more people. Like when I just had a smartphone, it was easy. I would talk to two of my friends 24/7. But now there's so many people sending messages. How do we keep up?
Things that contribute to it. I'm just going to mention 3 things. First one is what you guys mentioned. When these things were cool, like, it was great. Right? But then 2 things happened. One, we grew up.
Yeah.
And then we have all these hard questions that life is throwing at us. Now we have to divide our time between being friends with people and asking all this, and answering all these hard questions.
Yeah.
Right? And I think the third one is that maybe we all need to be a little more empathetic towards our own and towards each other's plight. And this is what I mean. If you don't reply my message, there are a fuck ton of things going on.
Yeah.
I need to sort of remove myself from this pedestal that I've placed myself that, oh, I've earned your attention.
Yeah.
And understand that
Maybe that
you're
person
answering
is
lots of
going
hard
through
questions
something
yourself.
right now.
Right? And if you don't want to talk about it with me, that is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's also a mistake that people like assume, like because we're
Yeah,
friends, if you have
assumption.
this trouble, you need to share with me. No, as a matter of fact, it's great that you're not putting that burden on it because
Exactly.
you know,
I
I
swear.
will pray for you.
Yeah, so I mean,
And I'm not saying that in a selfish way. I'm saying
get
that in
it.
a way that
But really, I really believe that in this life, you need to be selfish.
you
I mean, Fayfay said that.
You do. I'm
See,
not even joking.
100%. I believe there are times where you need to say, what is the best thing for me? Like, forget every other, even family. Sometimes you just have to say, okay, this thing I want to do with my life right now, is it the best thing for me? Because other people might not understand. Not everybody is empathetic like that. They might not even get it. They might try and be like, okay, but if I was the one, I would have done it differently. But you know me. So there are times where you just have to be like, see, I know for a fact that this thing I'm about to do or this thing I'm doing right now is for my own good. Sometimes you might need to isolate yourself because they're like, oh, my head is
100%.
crowded. And I know just need to isolate myself. People will never get it because they'll feel like, you should talk to me now. Fayfay, but we're friends now. We're friends for so long.
yeah.
But I just need space.
Never that easy.
Yeah.
So you have to put yourself
and if I
first.
could-
2 other things I want to really touch in other relationship, because when we were talking a lot about friendships, I want to talk about dating. Well, because that's part of other relationship. But wait, I have a specific kind of romantic kind of question I have. Okay. Then the second one is about partnerships. I've done stuff with friends. Sometimes it went really well. Other times I think we're just better off as friends. We should never try to work together. Yeah. Have you ever had that thing where we vibe, like our head is really there, but when it comes to work, I don't think that our work ethics are different, the way our approach to things are different, so maybe I can't just do this kind of thing with this person. I feel like I love you, but when I have this goal, I'm not coming to you.
I have
Right?
to pray that.
person I'm about to refer to doesn't watch this. But I have a great friend, right? I have a very great friend. But we've been trying to start a business together for almost 2 years now. He doesn't know why I have not registered the business name. And it's just because I know that working with him will destroy our friendship. I know for a fact. And this is why I've been testing a couple of things. Like, for example, emails. Very simple. Send an email. All I need is a response, right? You have to test this thing sometimes. Look, I will send an email and I'll get no response. I will remind you to respond to my email. You will not respond until I'm like, you know what? F this, I'm not doing this anymore. And then you're like, no, I'm going to respond to the email now, right? He has like the greatest ideas. He's very supportive. Like, he's very everything for me. Look, but when it comes to, okay, fine, I'm ready. Let's do this. This and this is what I want to do. I need you to do this. No, it's just not working, right? So because of that, I currently have registered the business name. Registered it as my business name. No. I mean, the funny thing is, he's also been trying to register his own business name. So we're kind of like, but the funny thing is, he encouraged me to register because he too is registering. Mine is waiting for approval. I'm not sure he has started. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, I don't mind. We can draw up another document where we can now share the business name. But for the fact that I've registered it on my own, I'm fine, right? So you have to be very careful about such things because it's a very hard conversation for me to have with him in person. I'm still thinking of the best way to. Don't worry. So I'm still thinking of the best way to, let him know about this. But I'm just thinking, you know what? When the approval comes, we can now talk about it. But even at that, has he now done his? Or he's still just saying, I'm on it, you get?
Sorry, if I could quickly put something in perspective about that. What you said about people not being able to work together, yeah, I get it. I think we used to have that problem.
Yeah.
That's if we still don't have that problem,
No,
sir. But anyways,
well-
Peace used to really hate working with me anyways.
I think I was an asshole.
Yeah, Peace was convinced.
But yeah, we've got it past that.
And I think about that, about like asking people things or telling people things.
Yeah.
If I might say, I recently had a near-death experience here.
Okay.
And almost dying puts things in perspective. Like hyper-clear perspective. And think about it. Do you really want to die with this information? With this idea that...
Wait, what are you trying to say now?
What I'm trying to say is that you need to tell that guy what's really going on. Because the truth is,
Yeah.
what's the
No,
worst
no,
thing that's
I
gonna happen
will.
anyways?
I will.
I mean,
I will. Absolutely, I'm just not ready.
Actually, another thing that I usually think about is how hard it is to have some kind of conversations. Like, I'm one of those people. I would have, like, Gbenga, if I have issues with you, I would talk to you in my head. Like, we would have a full conversation. But when I'm on your own part, I would take your voice. Since I know you, I'll use some of your words. Like, we'll have a full conversation. Then I will see you. I will just because I'm like, having hard conversations sometimes is hard.
Yeah,
It's really hard. I had to do that sometime early this year. So I had this business with this person. And I just felt like, I know we were awesome friends. I mean, even when we work well together, even when we work really well together. But I just realized that for this particular idea, it just doesn't seem like it's not working out. Like, we're struggling. Like, when I'm doing my own personal stuff, it's boring. You're doing your personal stuff, it's boring. But when we come together to do this, it doesn't work. If I'm doing my own projects and I call for your help, it works. But when we say, like, it's 50-50 scene, it's like, it just doesn't work. So it took me months. I was ranting about it to different friends. But one day I'm like, you know what? There are times when you have to just be mature enough to have hard conversations. It might not go how you want it to go, but you need to have that conversation so that you can move forward. Yeah. Because it's keeping things. You might register the name, but you might never be able to take a step to start implementing unless you have that conversation with him. Sure. And you definitely need to have that conversation. And when Faye was talking, it reminded me of this quote by, I think it was Maya Angelou, when she says, when people show you who they are, believe them.
I swear.
Because it's one thing for you to see the initial signs for people, and this is friendship, romantic relationship. Is there nothing to say? It will not change afterwards. Because Fayfay is saying, oh, I've sent you an email. 5 years, you've still not replied to me. Some people will be like, no, it's fine. Maybe because we're not taking it seriously. Maybe because we've not really studied. Yeah. But people don't really change like that.
I totally agree with
sometimes they do, but most times they don't.
It's hard.
So I mean, you have to really say, okay, when I'm going to something, a friendship, a relationship, a partnership, I have to really evaluate the situation first. Where have we been? Have we been working together? Have we been talking? What negative and positive signs have this person been showing me? And can I really do it in the long run? Because if I can't, then there's no sentiment that should make me actually go into that thing.
I agree with that.
1000%.
Last question, since I feel like, let's talk about romantic relationships. But this time, not dating, because I mean, dating is dating. Talk about when you're being friend zoned, or when you're just crushing on your friend, but you don't know how to tell your friend that. Dude, friendship is dating, at least you know you're dating. But this one is, man, Gbenga, I really like you, but I can't tell you because maybe I'm scared that I'm not really saying it to.
It's cool, like you can totally do it on your YouTube channel. That's great.
No, I'm just saying that. Have you guys, if that happened to you before, just share your experience with me real quick. Tell me how to.
When it comes to like my feelings, I just have to say it. That's just the truth. I feel like
Up top.
Maybe changes things.
no, if it changes things, it's because the other person is not mature enough. Because this is how I feel. We're friends. I like you. I'm not sure if you like me, right? But we're great friends. And, I try to hide it from you, whatnot, just stalling a bit to see if your mind is where I'm at. And then at the point, I'm like, you know what? I just have to have this conversation, right? And then I'm like, yo, actually, I do have a crush on you. I will tell you, I do have a crush on you. I don't know if your mind is, in that same space. It's okay if it's not, but I feel like if I don't tell you, I'm just going to explode. So I do that. I've done that, right?
How many times have you done that?
I can clearly remember twice.
And what were the responses like?
I mean, one was like, oh my God, you're actually like a really nice friend of mine, but I'm not in that headspace.
Okay.
And we're still very
exactly.
good
How did you
friends
handle it?
today. I mean, rejection doesn't feel nice, right?
Yeah,
it
true.
doesn't.
That's
But
valid point.
it's like if you're connecting on that level with someone who is also feeling the same way, there's a way you can tell. And there's also people that maybe they do feel the same way, but you can't tell. Hence the conversation, right? And then that happens, and the person is like, no, you can't force someone to like you. There's nothing you can do in this life to make somebody who doesn't like you. It's that simple. Yeah. So it will hurt. It will hurt for weeks. It will hurt for months. I don't know how long it takes anybody to, get over stuff like that. But you have to respect the fact that that person was honest enough to tell you the truth. Because there are people that are attention hoarders, right? Yeah. Oh, you have a crush on me. My God, time to slave up. Anything they need, they'll call you. Anything they want, they'll call you because they know you have a softness for them.
I'm feeling that guys don't do that.
Hey, don't even play, man. Do not play. What?
Yeah.
No.
I think really,
It might not be the same. Do you know that there's some guys that you're not dating them, right? But they don't want to see you with another guy.
No.
They know you like them.
Guys do that?
What about this?
You guys.
I think you're projecting.
No, I'm not. You guys are good people. I swear.
Okay, cool.
I'm not joking.
I mean, sometimes the way guys do it, the way they do it is, I know you like me. I'm not going to tell you I don't like you, but I'll make you feel like there's something there. So I'm not saying be my girlfriend. Mm-hmm. If you give me some stuff, I might take it.
Right.
I wouldn't say no. You're just going to be there, wondering, will this guy ask me out? Are we even dating? And I don't know. Or should I start planning my wedding? But it's just there like, this babe, if I call her, she'll answer me now.
Yeah.
So it's a different way, but guys definitely do that.
Like it, the fact that, you blush when they talk to you, or you want to do stuff for them or with them. They don't necessarily have that romantic feeling towards you, but they just like how you feel makes them feel.
I don't know how. Yeah, actually,
Serious.
I get what you mean. I think I don't know if it's the same with guys, but if a girl were to tell you that she liked you and then you said no, it's funny because at least this has been my experience.
Okay.
Instead of her taking the cue, they double down.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's weird, but you say that you're not in that headspace, and I wouldn't say most girls. Again, I'm a narrow sample here. Like most girls, pretty much just double down. Like,
I won't double down.
No.
For me to even take like that bold step to tell you that I have a crush on you, if you say no, I mean, maybe our conversation might be strained for a little bit. That's just me trying to reset my mind, but I will never double down. Seriously.
I mean, Fayfay really made a valid point where she said it really takes maturity.
It does.
Because, I mean, there are people who they date and they're still really good friends. There are people who they date and they can never be friends. I think it just really takes maturity. It's a level of self-awareness to say, okay, I mean, this happened, but we can definitely, move forward and move past it.
True that.
100%.
Yeah.
I keep saying 100, I keep saying 1,000.
1,000%.
It's not even a competition.
Right.
I'm going to say 2,000%, but not a competition.
You're making me feel like one of those people that always triple down everything. Oh, I'm tired. I'm ready.
Oh my God.
Trailer hits me.
I swear I had a friend like that. Well, I still have a friend like that. I just like, I'm really tired. I had a long day. Me too. I'm like, no, I just really wanted you to understand I'm tired. Like, I'm really broke, man. I'm not into this. I'm like, I get you have your issues, but sometimes really just listen to me. Like, I don't know.
It's unconscious.
Because to be honest,
It's unconscious. They don't know they're doing it.
They don't know.
I think sometimes it's just about sharing your own struggle so that there's kind of like a level playing ground.
That person used to do it a lot to me, and I realized that every single time it happened, I really hated it. And it made me better because now, because I was so conscious of the fact that I hated it, when I'm having a conversation with somebody and I feel like they're telling me their struggles, even if I can relate, I really allow them finish. Because in my head, I'm like, what if the person feels the way I feel? So I know, like, I can feel your pain. I really want to tell you, but no. Don't be like that person that you hate. It really helps me better. So thank you guys for this conversation. Gbenga, what would you say is your key takeaway?
Key takeaway from here? Let's
Choose one.
see.
Okay, thinking of yours.
This is such a big challenge, yeah, because there's so many brilliant ideas.
Choose one. The
that
first one
came
comes to your
out
mind.
from- I'm so sorry. I'm terrible at this. You know what? Why don't you go first? Let me just process this.
My take home from this would be that you are the only person that can hold yourself back. Because, you know, you can walk away from any other person who is not good for you. It's not the easiest, but the hardest to walk away from is yourself.
Word.
What? I'm not a... What the...
We felt it.
All right.
That went deep. I think the biggest takeaway from it would be adult relationships are difficult, and we are becoming better at these relationships, and I think we should be kinder to ourselves when we get it wrong.
Yeah.
And when I say ourselves, I mean to you as the individual and to other people, because they are not meant to be perfect, and we shouldn't expect ourselves to be perfect. So when we mess up, when we're not like empathetic enough, and then it hits us that, oh wow, you were a pretty stupid shit back there, we should be able to say, oh yeah, I was a stupid shit, I'm going to fix this. So I think that humility and kindness to ourselves and to other people, can help, because we are becoming better, so we should understand that we're a work in progress.
Nice. If you do for him, too.
What if I can snap?
Well, you can't tag words. Hey guys, if you watched to the end of this video, thank you so much. You are like the MVP here. I hope you learned a couple of things from this conversation. Let me know in the comment section what you think about some of the questions that I asked, and the responses that Gbenga and at the Fayfay gave to me.
He's the absolutely awesomest person on YouTube right now. So you need to jump on this choo-choo train. Oh, you're asking me how to do that? Yeah, there's a button right there. Just go click it, and you'll be golden.
Such a natural.
Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, find the link and subscribe.
Subscribe. Bye. I'm done.